Okay, part 2 of surface areas and prisms and cylinders. Surface area of prisms and cylinders. This, is this what I wrote yesterday? Yeah, this is exactly what I wrote yesterday. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, sorry guys. All right, I've got 2 sets of notes here. So, the basic formula for surface area is 2 times the big B, base, plus perimeter times height. We talked about the big B is called the base, different than this little b, okay? This is the actual base, right? This is the base that it sits on. If it's turned sideways, this is still the base, okay? It's the 2 end parts. So it's the big B is the base, it's the area of the shape. If it's a triangle, the base of a triangle, then we use this formula to find the area of a triangle, half times B times H. If the base is a circle, then we turn the B into pi r squared. Okay, so that's kind of the one thing that really throws kids off. But if you take good notes, when you start doing your work, you'll have this. Taylor, there's no calculations. Your eyes are up here on the board. Thank you. Okay, perimeter of the base. Y'all got to remember what that is. That's where you add up all the sides. They're going to try to trick you. They're going to give you, like we did yesterday, 1 side up here and then 2 sides here. You've got to be able to look at it and try to figure this out. It's not going to be just black and white. They're not going to just give you everything you need. You've got to actually think with this stuff. That's why some kids really don't like it. It's not your fault, especially this generation. Y'all are growing up in the world of technology, where no matter what, you've got electronics to give you those instant answers. It's starting to happen to adults too. We used to have a great sense of direction. We didn't have GPSs growing up. You could take me, and it was a joke when I was in high school. We would, because we would get bored on a weekend, we would blindfold a girl and then drive to some part in Houston and then put her in the driver's seat, take off the blindfold and say, find your way home. No map, no GPS or anything. When we were in high school, 16, 17, and it was fun. We always found our way home. Nowadays, people can't do that. They have no sense of directions. They use electronic devices to the point that they don't know where they're at.
So you kidnapped someone?
No, we didn't kidnap anyone.
That's a basic.
It was a friend. It was a game.
What?
Anywho, see y'all getting off? Y'all getting off? Okay. My point is, even in the grocery store, when you're having to do conversions, again, it's not your fault. It's really easy to do them here. So the hardest thing for the stuff you're doing right now in this part of the chapter is thinking, okay? So anyway, perimeter. You're going to have to figure out what all the sides are by the clues that you were given. You have to add them up. That's if you have a, straight line figure. If you have circle, what's the word for perimeter for circle? Circumference. So the perimeter is actually called the circumference when we're talking about circle. And here is 2 pi r is that formula. Okay? Times h. Now height is the height of the whole object. See, this is the height here, and this is the height here. So height is that of the entire object. Then we do our work. Okay? All right. So here you have an example of the triangular prism and a cylinder. Then the first one we did on page 565 was this odd-shaped rectangular type prism, parallelogram. You don't really have to know. You just know it's a 4-sided figure. Parallelogram, possibly, whatever. In that case, the big B is base times height. 3 times 5. Okay, these two sides. Also remember, when you're looking for base times height of a triangle, you're looking for this little square. It's these two sides that are perpendicular. Your base and your height. Doesn't matter which is which, you just know it's these two. What is this side called again?
Your
Hypotenuse. This is a hypotenuse. That's not what we're looking for when we're finding the area of a triangle. It's the two sides that are perpendicular. Okay, so this shape is different than the other two. It's more of like a rectangular figure. So you do base times height, these two sides, which we did. Perimeter, you have to know what all the sides are. And we did that. Height of the whole thing. Now, you know, they kind of messed us up here. It would have been nicer if they chose a different number than 5 for the height, because that's going to throw kids off. This should have been like 6 or 7 or something like that, so that you didn't get confused as to which 5 we're talking about, right? So I don't like this problem. I would have chosen a different number. But you got to know that the height, they're talking about the whole figure. That height is the whole figure. This height right here is for the area of this base. Look at that. We have base and this base. They're both called bases, but they're completely different things that we're talking about. You have height and height, two completely different heights. And you wonder why kids get confused. You see why I have such detailed notes here? It is confusing. Miss Rogers are both heights. Which height am I talking about? Keep in mind, this height is the height of the whole figure. In fact, I'll write that down. This height of whole figure. Height of whole figure. So this H, remember, is the height of whole figure.
I'm not the height of the plane.
Correct. Okay. So, Michaela, you had a question?
So the big B is like the formula?
No.
Like A equals BH or whatever?
Yeah.
And then B next to the H is like the actual base.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you said that there's two heights?
There's a height and there's a height. You just got to know which one we're talking about. This is for the area of this thing. So the big B means the area. Remember, the big B means the area of the base or the shape. Triangle. So we have this formula for big B. Do you see that, Michaela? This is a circle. So the area of the base is a circle. So we have that formula. Get it? All right, so you should have your books open. We drew this yesterday, then we stopped. Now, this figure is not sitting on its side or sitting on a base. It's sitting on its side, but it doesn't matter. We know that these two places are its base, right? Okay, so we're only going to choose one. And being that the sides here have been given, so let me ask you this, Emily. This dotted line here, what measurement is that? This one's 8 here. I see this side and this side's 8. You think this?
Because it's opposite, right?
Let's see. Cecilia, you want to help her out?
10.
It's 10.
Oh, that's 10. I can't see.
No. Look, but it's okay. This is why these 3D figures are not easy. This is a triangle right here, right? And see this hypotenuse, because here's your right angle little square, is 10. So therefore this is also 10. Huh?
Your 10 looked like a 6.
Oh, that looks like,
I couldn't see.
that she thought that was a 6. I was like, where'd she get 6?
It does look like a 6.
You're right, it does. So you get it. Okay, so that's 10. I'm sorry, that's on me because my handwriting's terrible. So if this is a right angle, then this right here is a right angle. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to find the surface area, and that is 2b plus pH. All right, we got to remember the big B is the area of the shape. So, Emily, what shape is the base? Triangle, very good. So, what's the formula of a triangle for the area? Two times. Well, look on the beginning of our notes. What did you see? It's 2 times half thing, but tell me what it is. It's the formula is
2 times half times something and something.
no. You have to be able to do this, and we did a triangular one already.
I know, but it's not the same amount of numbers.
It doesn't matter. I'm just looking for the formula. What's the formula for area of a triangle? You have to know this.
pH.
No, pH is right here. Huh?
pH.
Very good. Okay, so big B is, remember, area of shape, I guess, of base. Okay, so our base is a triangle. Yeah, base shape. There you go. Area of base shape. And so the area of a triangle is half times base times height. So we're replacing the big B with the formula for a triangle. In fact, I'm going to write that. Area of triangle. You need to be writing it too. Because I guarantee once I set y'all free, you're going to be like, wait, what? So this is our 4th example. The big B is the area of the base shape. Base shape is a triangle, and the area, the formula is half times base times height. Okay, so there's your perimeter and your figure height. Okay, so 2 times half times. What is the base of the triangle, Michaela? What is my B and my H?
8 and 8.
There you go, 8 and 8. Plus Cecilia. Perimeter.
How's it 8 and 8?
Look right here. See, this is my right angle. These are my perpendicular lines. 8 and 8. What?
The book says 6.
Yep.
Oh, I wrote it down wrong. So then it would be 6 here. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so Cecilia, do you see it now? Was that the problem? Do you see it's these perpendicular lines? Was it because I had the wrong number written down?
No.
Oh, okay. But do you see it now? Does everyone see it? Okay, so what is my perimeter? What numbers am I using for my perimeter, Cecilia?
10, 15, 6, and 8.
Nope. Perimeter of the base shape.
8. 15.
No. What is this?
That is
That is your height of the figure.
just laying on its side.
It's just laying on its
I
side.
thought 10 would be a height.
No, 10 is your hypotenuse of the triangle. Guys, look. This 5 is the height of the whole shape. This 8 is the height of the whole shape. This 9 is the height of the whole shape. You see that, Michaela?
Also good circles.
This 15 is the height of the whole shape, the whole figure. So then what's my perimeter numbers?
2.
8.
I got 8 and 6. Okay, so perimeter is the perimeter of the base. Perimeter of base. And then we multiply by the height of the whole figure, by 15. So it's 2 times the area of a triangle plus the perimeter of the base, 8, 10, and 6, times the height of the whole figure. You have calculators? You can start working it.
I already have them.
I didn't ask. Huh?
Can I get a calculator?
Mm-hmm. You get it? Everyone's going to work on it, and then when we're done, I'll tell you the answer. And then I'm going to do one more figure, and then I'm setting you free. So hopefully you've been paying attention.
These rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Good work.
Probably because it's dark. Do you have yours? Well, you're going to do it by hand then. I just wait until I write down the answer and you just write it down.
Okay.
And then when the lights come on, it'll probably look better.
How do I turn on?
What?
But while you're waiting, I'd go back over this to make sure you understand.
I'm just making sure I wrote down everything.
Okay. You end up with 48 plus 360. And then you add those and you get 408 meters squared.
Yeah.
Taylor. So make sure you have that written down. Make sure you have all my notes, because if you are struggling with this and I do not see that you wrote every single thing down, I'm not helping. I'm not going to reteach if I've already done this once. And all 4 of these are exactly the same except for the big B. The big B is the only thing that has changed with each figure. So make sure you're paying very close attention. All right, any questions about this? Y'all have it? Okay, last one. $18. Yeah, I'm doing just the drawings. The drawing ones.
I like the drawing ones.
That's a good circle.
Why, thank you.
That's another good circle.
Well, thank you, sir. All right. Once you have it drawn, put your pencils down. I might do one more example after this. Okay. Making sure everyone has it drawn. Okay. So the formula is 2 times big B plus PH. All right, so Michaela, big B, what is that? The area of what?
Of a circle.
Very good. It's the area of a circle because this time the base is a circle. So it's 2 times, what'd you say, Michaela?
Pi r squared.
Good. Plus Emily, perimeter. What's the perimeter of a circle called? And what is that formula? No, you did a triangle. Very good. No, this is pi r squared. So perimeter is 2 pi r. And then times h. What do you not understand?
I thought for P we put the perimeter of all.
That is the perimeter.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I thought you added up or something.
That's when we have a straight lines. You just add it up. But for a circle, it's the circumference, and we have to figure it out. Does that make sense now? Okay. So let's get started. 2 times 3.14 times Izzy. What's the radius? 4 squared plus 2 times 3.14 times, and Izzy said the radius is 4. What is the height? Emily.
7.
She's correct. It is 7. Do you see that, Michaela?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 2, and then there's pi, and then there's the radius.
No. Do you know what the height is?
Yes.
Do you see that 7? Because it's this whole figure. Cecilia, do you see that? All right, here we go. So, with your trusty little calculators, figure it up. Make sure you do the exponent first.
Is it 276.32?
No. Go outside. I'm very serious. Go. Taylor, I'm tired of you yelling stuff out and bragging and everything else. This is a class. We are a family. There's no award for getting it first. Trust me. There's punishment. When you have the answer, put your pencils down. All right. It is 276.3 centimeters squared. Any? Oh,
When we round it to, did you round it?
no.
Oh, I got 276.32.
Hold on, let me see. This is 100.48. This is 105.84. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Interesting. So I guess they rounded it.
Yeah.
Did they say to round it anywhere?
It's
I don't see it.
find the surface area of the following cylinders.
So I wouldn't count off anyway.
Okay.
Just so you know. Because if they use the pi button or something, then it could give you something different. But it's so close that I can usually tell when I'm grading. You know what I'm saying? So. Okay. Any questions? No? Make sure y'all have this. Got it? When you're done, put your pencils down so that I know you're done. Jan, do you have this down? You got it? You sure? Okay. Are you sure? Okay. Okay, I want y'all to look. Let's say we were doing evens. Look real quickly at 14. Now, 14 through 17 are similar to 21 through 23. Did they give you a drawing this time? Okay, now look at the directions. Michaela, read the directions for 14 through 17.
Find the lateral surface area of the triangular prisms with the following measures.
Okay, what about the directions for 21 through 23? Michaela, read those.
Find the surface area of the following cylinders.
Okay, so 18 through 23, what shape will they all be?
Cylinders.
Okay, 14 through 17, what shape will they all be?
Triangular prisms.
That's right. Okay, so let's look at 14. They didn't give you any drawing. They just gave you 6. The base is 6, 7, and 8. And then they gave you a big old H and said it's 10. What do you think the big old H is?
The height.
That's the height of the whole figure. So it's 2 times big B plus P times H. That height is that one right there. The big capital H is that height. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? You have to know they're not talking about the other height. They're talking about the height of the whole figure when they have it in capital, so you don't get confused. Now, why they don't put this as a big old capital H, I'll never know. Okay, here we go. So, Michaela, if we're dealing with triangle here, based on the directions, what would my big B formula be?
1/2 BH.
Very good. Plus PH. Because we're dealing with the triangle, the big B's area of the triangle is 1/2 BH. Okay. So let's go ahead and solve that. 2 times 1/2 times, what do we know as the base and the height?
How's the base 6, 7, and
That's going to be your perimeter. They don't really tell you, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
6 and 7?
Why is it 6 and 7, Gabby? 8 is your largest number. It's the largest number. Therefore, it has to be the hypotenuse. So your two smaller numbers are going to be your base and your height. Okay, so then my perimeter, Cecilia, how do I figure out my perimeter?
You're at
Add what?
6, 7, and 8.
Very good. And then, Emily, what did they tell us was the height? Very good. Does everyone understand where we got all these numbers? Izzy, do you understand why we're only doing 6 and 7? Emily, do you understand why we're only doing 6 and 7? Do you, Joanne? Cecilia, do you understand? Michaela, do you understand? Michael, do you understand? Okay. Go ahead and start figuring it out. I'm going to do my calculator too. And we'll see if we all get the same answer.
They didn't say what type of inches or stuff.
Units. Any questions? In the directions, cross out the word lateral because I want y'all to just focus on the surface area. In the directions, cross out the word lateral. I want you to just focus on the surface. Any questions about this? Yes, Whit?
Oh no, I was stretching.
All right, you're going to be doing page 565, numbers 5 through 9 odd. And then 15 through 23 odd. And that is due Thursday. IXL due Thursday. That is 8 problems.